There's a lot going on in the National Football League. None of it good.
We wanted to make sure we understood what it was.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is bearing a massive story.
The resignation of Las Vegas Raiders coach Jon Gruden. Dunbar says Smith has lips the size of Michelin tires.
Wherein 650,000 emails, somehow only Jon Gruden, along with former Washington football team president Bruce Allen and NFL general counsel Jeff Pash, were outed? Nah.
Does anybody know Bob Kraft? I don't think so. He knew he was going to win the game.
There's just too many conflicts of interest.
Our policy is that you stand at the anthem, toeing the line.
Have you talked to the president lately at all? Or? You do talk to him all the time.
Yeah. You see, these folks, the billionaire class, can tap in whenever they wish. They give millions of dollars to a guy like the insurrectionist ex-prez, and it appears have an open line of communication. They are treated differently than the players because they are the gatekeepers of the sport. They don't care about right and wrong. They discard the players like they are absolutely nothing, unworthy of medical aid for the game they sacrificed their livelihood for. They simply rule for the dollars and get away with racism on a daily basis because dudes like this, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, allows it to go unchecked. Which brings us to this guy, Cal McNair, chairman of the Houston Texans. You may remember his father, Bob McNair, saying this.
The owner of the Houston Texans is apologizing after his comments about the ongoing protests of NFL players. If the league didn't stop the protests, it would be like, quote, inmates running the prison.
Oh yeah, that guy. The guy who compared black NFL players kneeling for equality to inmates in jails across America in meetings with players who protested, most notably Eric Reid, who knelt alongside Colin Kaepernick. Well, here's what went down in those meetings.
Lori says, we can do more for the black community than you can ever imagine with our resources. Bob McNair then says, yeah, just make sure you tell your comrades to stop that protesting business.
Yikes. It appears that racism has been passed down to, you guessed it, Cal McNair. At a charity golf event, McNair, a trust fund baby, allegedly said, I'm sorry that we couldn't get together last year because of the China virus. Two witnesses told Bally Sports' Michael Silver. Everyone gasped, one witness said, especially the people directly across from him. He and Hannah seemed to think it was hilarious. It was dead silent. How did this term come to prominence again?
I would like to begin by announcing some important developments in our war against the Chinese virus.
Kung flu, as opposed to calling it the Chinese virus.
That would be this white supremacist rhetoric. Because of the most powerful leader this country elected with help from Putin, more than 3,000 hate incidents directed at Asian Americans nationwide have been recorded since the start of the pandemic, according to Stop AAPI Hate. Hannah McNair, Cal's wife, joked about her husband's use of the term China virus to several people who had been present for the remark. Just in case some thought witch hunt, fake news, McNair apologized via the Houston Chronicle. This is the good old boys club right in front of your eyes. The NFL can stencil end racism onto all the turf it wants. But at the pace the league is going, that phrase is worth about as much as the paint it's written with. Lastly, it's fairly obvious if you speak out against the powerful in sports, specifically the NFL, consequences loom. When Dwayne Brown, a Houston Texan for 9 years, spoke out against the way Bob McNair's inmates comment, he was traded to the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Silver, the man who reported McNair's racist comments at the charity golf outing, published this story not with the NFL Network, with which he was an employee for 8 years. This story ran at Bally Sports the same day of his announcement leaving NFL Network. It's odd timing, and questions do remain. But one thing that doesn't, well, just that, the odd timing. It's simply, in my view, par for the course.